Chacote Outdoor Recreation, America's #1 outdoor channel. Thanks for tuning in. God, where do I begin? I know in the start of it, people were taking their tents, their family camping tents that they had bought for their kids and weekends, and they were living in those when the Russian troops kicked them out. There were tents everywhere, and people died in them, and there were just bodies in some of these tents. Nobody really knew for sure. People used to hold up signs asking for food and money, and well, now everyone just eats out of the trash. Every time trash is thrown out, people instantly go and they rifle through it, and they eat through the trash, because that's all there is anymore. They say they're going to bring us food and water, but they never do. A lot of the older folks, they just went to the FEMA camps, and we don't know whatever happened to them. Let me go back a ways. It was the riots, people went a little nuts after the collapse. There were just massive riots, and the police couldn't control everything. The cities became just death traps. There was just looting and rioting and burning and unbelievable stuff you can't even imagine. People just went completely insane after the collapse. More rioting and just suffering, and the police were helpless, and it was just out of control. And then at some point, the government decided to send the Russian troops in, and our boys got sent overseas. And when the Russians first came in, we thought, well, this will be great. They'll restore order. They'll be great guys, but the Russians just took homes and kicked people out. Hell, our own Air Force flew them in here by the dozens, thousands and thousands of Russian troops, and they locked people up, and they put them in detention centers, and ready-made detention centers that were located in every city. I don't even want to think about what happened to those people, the thousands that they locked up. But out in the hinterlands, there are those in the resistance, those who stand and fight out in the woods, and they're the ones that rescue us, the resistance. And there's a lot of them out there in the woods. Of course, when they're captured, it's not good for them. They tell the people bad things about them, and even the people throw things at them. But if you can hear this, if you can see this video, you are the resistance. Stay with it. Keep resisting. Resist. First, the police took our guns. And there were a lot of old boys that said, I'll never turn in my gun. But they did. They did. Their wives made them turn them in. They were afraid. So the police took our guns, and then the foreign troops, they took the police's guns. And pretty soon the only ones that had guns were the foreign troops. After that, it was almost downhill from there on in. It was the end. Once we gave up our guns, it was over. Hey! You need to wake up, man. Wake up. Are you awake? You better get awake.